Yeah, this is Bill coming from Santa Monica, California. July 6th, I think. Uh, Between the COVID and all of the uncertainty and so on and so forth that's going on out here, um, I decided to put this video on here because I am going to build a vending cart, automotive, starting with $221 out here in California. We get a GR is what it's called, and I believe it's called GR for General Relief. So I get $221 once a month from California to help us get on our feet. I don't know what it's for, and if I'm breaking some law, they'll tell me, I'm sure of that. But I'm going to use it to build a cart so that I can make a living with it. And I'm going to show you how I'm going to do it. It's going to be a process to literally I've already started some, because this is like my 6th attempt to get a copy of this out there that can actually be seen. I hope this is successful, because this is getting stupid for me. But I will explain my dilemma with that in a minute here. But anyway, this is just an introduction to the whole thing. And yes, we're going to build a vending cart, gasoline powered. We're going to use a Volkswagen Beetle, the new ones. And I didn't intend for it to happen this way. It might be some subconscious thing that I did. But my wife, and I'll go into that as well, but she left me a newer Beetle. And again, it has nothing to do with that, but it's just ironic. So we're going to use a newer Beetle. I don't care which year. And that's way down the road here. So we're going to do that. But I think I should clear a few things up so that you know where I'm coming from. This all started, oh man, 10 or 12 years ago. I had bought I'd say, I can't remember the year, but it was like a 36 or 38 or a old Dodge pickup truck, step-side pickup truck. And it has about the same footprint as I'm going to make the back of the panel van that we're going to do. So the way I had it laid out is basically the same as I'm going to lay out on this, but I don't have one to start from anymore, and I don't have my shop. I don't have any of that stuff. So I rented a small 4x4, 8-foot high ceiling storage space here in Santa Monica. It's usually $100 a month, but I got it because I'm a first-time user. I rented it 2 days ago, so it cost me, well, $75 total, but if I leave it all cleaned out and such, they send me back the $25 deposit, so 50-50, and then the third month it'd be $100. But by then I'll be making money with the things I'm going to teach you starting today. And I already started my day with it. And I'll go over that in a minute, but I want you to understand who I am first, and only because it will help you keep up with this progress, everything here, because it might get slow at times. I'm just going to be honest. So anyway, my wife, Jamie, 9 times out of 10, it will always be Jamie. Very seldom my wife, but that's her name. And unfortunately, she passed away to cancer, cervical cancer, just a little over 6 years ago now. And I'd had a year. I don't like the word I'm an alcoholic. I don't believe in all of that. I don't believe in God, we should probably get that out of the way. I have no problem talking about it because even from my point of view, I think it does a wonderful thing, because if you believe in it and it helps you, it's a wonderful thing. So I'm not against religion, I don't believe in it. So anyway, when Jamie and I had tried to get married 2 times. My parents have a beautiful house on the ocean up in Maine, and she wanted to get married there, and things didn't happen, and one day I just said, it's just a piece of paper, why bother? And so we agreed, and then when she got sick, then it mattered to me, so we got married in the hospital, and it was actually quite something, and I'm sure I'll tell you more about it, but anyway, she passed away, and as I was trying to get things cleared up and settled, I used to live on Sebago Lake in Naples, Maine, and I'd sit out on the dock, and I'd let my dogs, whatever they want to do, run, jump, and play, swim, and my friend, he's my accountant, but friend first, Peter, used to stop by, and he'd always grab me a couple of beers, and himself, he likes box of wine. He can afford anything he wants, but he likes box of wine. And so at the end of that particular day, this was coming into the end of the summer of that year, the end of the year when Jamie had passed, and he told me, he said, he told me, he says, I got to talk to you about something. I figured it's financial something, He said, no, he said, the way you've been drinking and the way things that you're doing, just, you're not respecting your wife, and you're taking a real slow death. And so there's nothing I can say to that right at the minute. I had to think about it. And so I told him, I said, I'll think that, no harm, no foul. I'm straightforward like that. I'd rather you be honest with me than bullshit around. So I thought about it for a minute, and the next time or two, whenever I felt like I was ready to talk about it, I told him to clear everything up. Sold my property, sold everything, and I've been homeless. No, I'm sorry, that's a lie. I left Maine. I had a Chevy Z71 four-wheel drive pickup, a teardrop trailer that I bought, and my 2 dogs, and we headed off to God knows where. I really had no plan, and I had put 3 years aside to do it, to see. My goal was all 50 states, but I wasn't being honest with myself, because my whole life I jawed all over the place, and I'd stay for a week here at the most, so I really wanted to see, like New Orleans. I was there like 5 months, and like I said, I was an alcoholic. I have some funny memories of that place, and I wouldn't change any of it. So I'm sure I upset some people along the way, and that I would change if I could, but it might not have made me who I am today. So if I offended somebody along the way, I apologize, but I'm happy with who I am now, and I hope I didn't offend anyone. I know I was always a decent person, at least I hope I was. Anyway, so yeah, then anyway, I had panhandled Florida first, and I went through the middle states like Arkansas and so on and so forth. Then I shot over to Colorado, back down to the Florida Keys, which is where it got a little sticky. In Marathon Key, depending on which police report you read, they say between 2 and 6 people did a dance on me, and I spent, from the time they found me, I was left for dead in the bushes. So from the from the time they found me, it was 52 days in the hospital, and 10 of that was in a coma, medically induced, and then the other 42 was to teach me how to walk and talk, and I mean, you name it, I had to learn it all over again. And but it's interesting. They told me I'd never walk again, and that wasn't going to happen. That's not in my play game. So I can remember them. That's another conversation. But anyway, so that is why I am talking to you longer, so that I can give you an idea of who I am, because it will take a little bit longer for you to go through these as if I hadn't had that surgery. But what I am going to do is this is like my 6th take of this, so I'm trying to make it so that there's as few possible errors as I can in there, and then the next one, which should be the one coming after this, because I'm happy so far. So any problems, I'm just going to make note of, and I will continue them where they need to go on the next one until they're solved to your satisfaction. And if not, I'm sure there's some way to contact me through I haven't finished this yet, so I don't know what's coming up, and if I have to, then I'll tell you my email, or I'll make up an email. I'll do whatever I have to do so you guys can figure it out. So I think I've told you all the problems. I told you my melon, alcohol. I've been clear. I can never remember. I have counselors out here for all of that. What did she tell me the other day? I keep saying a month, and she says it's like 4 months. I can't remember stuff like that, but it's anyway. I know I've been through enough of these things now to know. I just know. I mean, that's an interesting thing I can say. Anybody that is having some issues with the alcohol, I mean, I was hardcore. I was drinking 2 of the large bottles of vodka, 2 of the big ones, every 24 hours. I would literally only stay sober long enough to be human, to take care of my dogs and make sure they walked and fed and all of the things that you're supposed to do, get my mail, pay my bills, all of that. Literally a half an hour a day, and then I'd be right back to it. So, I mean, if you could think anybody more hardcore than that, then have at it. And I did that for over a year. So if they can get me straight, it worked for me. And the stuff is called Vivitrol. I'm sure it's available everywhere, but here in California, at least in Santa Monica, there's a program, and in all phases. So literally, if somebody that needed it can't afford it, they'll help, all the way to somebody that's a millionaire that can't be heard about. They'll do it as private as that. So there's no reason to not get the help if you're asking for it. And Vivitrol, and I will probably say this a million times while I'm doing this, because it's helped me. So, and like I said, I don't remember how long, but I know, because I'll be looking at this to the day I die, and I'll be saying I told them, because I could just feel it. I know. So anyway, on with what we're supposed to be doing. So I did go out collecting. What we're going to do is we're going to make what's called a plug for the fiberglass body. And I think I have it figured down to the point of it's going to be, for those people anyone that has the facilities, obviously you can buy the sheets, but I am doing this to keep the cost as low as possible. And I literally expect it to start to make itself its own money, so that we can spend money that's making its own money while we finish this setup. My battery's dying. And so but it's all what I think I can do. So I know I'm going to get $221 every month through my program that I'm in California, and I know you can come up with $221. So if you do that, I do my part, we're going to get these done. So what we're going to do is, it's called a plug. My first chore I did today is, like I said, it's smarter for me to get to at least break even on the storage units. So like I went scavenging yesterday afternoon, and today until noon I was back at my storage unit, and I found 2 vacuums that literally here in Santa Monica, people put a tag on it that says I still work, and they put the replacement bags in it, and I mean, the nicest rich people out here you've ever met. So I got 2 really nice. One of them has it kills the viruses. It's got infrared lights under it. I looked them up. One was 100 on Amazon as refurbished to 180, and the other one was 300 on Amazon refurbished. So I figured refurbished I can half that. So either way, I found those. Even if I have to meet offers at $40 a piece, that's $80 right there. So I got that. Oh, I found a brand new Craftsman creeper. That goes. I could put it on. I mean, it's brand new. The wrapper is still on it. I could put it on eBay or Craigslist or Letgo or anything like that, but I'm building a car, so I'm gonna keep it. But that's, what is it, $20 on Craigslist, or $50 if I go to the store. So that's money that I don't have to make later. And this is supposed to be the first film. I think I got it figured out now, so I have the second one that comes in behind this, and that's the day in the middle that it. So it's anyway. And what else did I find today? Oh, I found my backpack. So in the other one that'll be tomorrow's film, it says that I lost my backpack, but today I found it. So I have my backpack, which takes care of some other problems I was having. So anyway, now you're going to be building a plug. And we're going to save as much money as we can, instead of running down to Home Depot or getting the foam online or wherever you think you're going to get it. We're going to get it from packaging. So if you're going, like when I go up and down the alleys, and I know back in Naples, Maine, you can't get more bumfuck than that, excuse me, bum freak than that, and they have styrofoam. So, but you're looking for the kind that comes like, I forget what they call it, but it's like when you get a LCD TV, your computer, those, not the kind that the spray foam and it's a bag. You don't want those. You could work with that, but it's too open. You want the pores to be as closed as you can. So anything that you can grab and in that foam, and you're gonna need pieces. I mean, any piece is fine, because we're gonna glue it all together in stacks, and I'll show you, because we're gonna layer it out for the flares, for the fender flares, and the same thing along the. I want to have step boards. I'm gonna have the whole thing. It's going to basically be all fiberglass, because for maintenance purposes, especially where you built it, you'll know how to fix it. So instead of putting, you know, uh, attaching a metal bumper, I'm going to form the bumper in with it so that if you have damaged bumper, it'll be easier to take the mold that you made, make a new fender or bumper or whatever you need, cut the old one out, mold it back in. I mean, you know how to do it now. So you know, you don't now, but you will when you have the problem. How's that? So we're gonna start, and it's like I said, we're gonna build a plug, and I'm gonna try and keep the whole thing down to 3 plugs. So we'll have the front cowling, which is where the engine compartment will be. Then I'm going to try and do what would be the engine from the firewall back to just behind the seats. So that'll be like the sitting area, steering area, the windshield area. And then from back of the seat back will be the cab of where your kitchen is, but it's going to all make it look like a C-cab panel truck is what it's called. You can look that up on the internet. I've been trying to figure out how to do it on the... Hold on one second while this thing goes overhead. I told you the brain surgery thing, and I get better and better. I downloaded one app for to edit these things, and I can't figure it out. So I keep trying them. I'll figure one out, and eventually it'll be a little smoother. But I write it all down, and I try and keep it pretty on track. So now the only thing that I was doing today, I didn't look for a foam because I'm in Santa Monica, and there's a lot of in 2 days time I could find more than I need. And if you're in that situation, great. I'll tell you what I did notice that I didn't really tell you about was if there's any, I grabbed one. And see, this is just a part of it was on the bottom of a chair. So I'm going to use it as at the back side of the truck. I'll show it in my pictures. But anyway, just keep eyes out. Like I got hinges. I got... what I'm going to do is I'll take a picture of what I found and why I thought it was useful. That'd be better. I just thought of that. So I'm going to leave this in here because I don't know how much of I messed up. But what I will do is I will take a picture of everything that I found. I'll put it all on the floor. I'll take a picture of it, and then I'll put my finger and video it and tell you exactly what it is, where I got it, and why I think I can use it. That'd be the best, and I'll do that from now on because it'll be the easiest for you to understand what I'm saying, and it'll be the easiest for me to remember how to get it across to you. I think I have said pretty much everything I have for tonight is... Oh, that's what I was going to say. well, I'm going to say this every time. I wasn't going to say it now, but I am going to say it every time. I'm going to put this out on YouTube, and hopefully that starts to pick up momentum. And I hope that I know I'm going to keep ahead of it, because I was going to do it anyway. But I'm just going to keep better track of it, and I will take videos of the physical progress as it begins. But right now I'm just gathering, and I'm going to, like I say, start showing you what it is that I'm looking for, what you should be looking for, and we'll start assembling all of these parts and pieces, and we're going to make it. And oh, and that's the other part I wanted to say is I want to reach out to John from Bar Rescue. I want to say, I don't like saying people's names wrong. John, I know it starts with T. I think I know what it is, but I don't want to say it wrong. But John from Bar Rescue, I'm going to be reaching out to him, because I think that with the time frame of COVID and everything, I think he might be interested in helping me out a little with it. And I'm not talking money. I'm just saying, here, I'll do a challenge. Like I said, I didn't show anybody. This is my scar. It starts right here and goes all the way. Well, there you go. You could see it now. I didn't realize you could see it like that. So it goes all the way around that same thing, like that. Goes all the way to right there. Just like that. And so I've been through brain surgery a few times. I've done my fair share, and so that's the reason for. I know I'm getting better at making sure these, but I just think the timing is, with COVID and everything going on, there's so much uncertainty. Everybody is wondering, and there is no such thing as a foolproof economy. I mean, not economy, but a business plan. But everybody's got to eat, and so that's what I came up with. That's what I was going to do anyway. After my injury, I used to build high rises and mega mansions, and I mean, really, some of the biggest houses. Well, I worked on one that recently just sold as the third most expensive home in America at the time, which was only a couple of years ago. That's right in West Palm. Mr. and Mrs. Kramer are the ones that built it. They are both passed now, as I understand, but I got to know them both. They are very nice people. For as wealthy as they were really, really amazingly nice people to me. But anyway, I'm going to end this because I think that's it. John Taffer. I knew I'd remember it, but I don't like saying it. A person's name is everything. So I will be reaching out. I'll probably say that to him every time. And but what I did forget to say is, by the third one, I'm going to try and get a copy of it somehow. If I got to put it on a thumb drive or something and send it to his mailing address, because oddly enough, I didn't know this. I actually didn't have TV. I haven't had TV. My wife and I, we used to live on my sailboat down in Florida. We were snowbirds for the winters on our boat, and so I was it? Oh, so yeah. So I I called to order to have the cable put in on the sailboat, and it, they have to put the receiver. It's not cable. It can be. You can, and the boat is built for that. But to have cable, my marina didn't have it, so I had to have I had satellite, and most people just stuffed it on the dock, which I suppose is fine. But I wanted it put on up on the mast, and it's kind of expensive, which is fine. I didn't mind that because um, it's just the way it was. But anyway, my wife and I stopped watching TV because if the boat moves more than 6 feet, which is 3 foot in a sailboat, it might be even less up at the top. It wasn't worth the money, so we just stopped watching TV. Started buying DVDs, and so for me, you know, all of this stuff, I didn't need to pay attention. I mean, the people called me. I didn't have to call them. I mean, so anyway, as far as getting this done, rest assured, I know what I am doing. I may have had brain surgery a few times, but I do know what I'm doing. So, and we're going to use all sorts of different mediums to make this happen. But we are going to build the plug, and we're going to build ourselves a business. And I believe it could be as large of a business as you want. But here in Santa Monica, something that's going about uh, with the same menus that this could make is easily pulling in hundred and a half a year easily. And I don't mean in gross. I mean after. So it's the opportunity is there. I'm gonna do it right in front of you. If you follow me step by step, I'm not saying I'm not gonna fumble here and there, and we might have to back up a little bit. But if the way I think, I'm gonna try and limit that because of the injury. So if I do something that we have to backtrack a little bit on, it's because it's going to benefit us so much more further down. And then if it's so borderline that I'd have a tough time, I'm going to put it out there for you guys, because it is all of us that are going to have the same cart. So and I am working on getting it franchised under a name, and so at the end, I would encourage you to follow it. I'm very, very, the reasons I got to build houses like I was talking about is detail. So at the end, I have some ideas of what it's going to entail, but I wouldn't want to spoil anything, and I wouldn't want to mislead anybody. But it's going to be very important to be as close to mine as you can be. Now, obviously, there's a lot of leeways with that because, I found this thing, and I don't expect you to make exactly that thing. So, there's going to be some provisions to that. But as far as the body goes, it's pretty simple. I mean, I used to teach adult ed, and I taught adult ed in Casco, Maine, near where our house was in Naples. And I used to teach knife making, cooking. Actually, it was different kind of cooking. I taught cooking on a wood stove. We used to teach how to make a windmill from a treadmill motor, stuff like that. All the stuff that I learned when I had the salvage yard. So, like I said, if I can teach people in the classroom how to do that, I'm doing the same thing. It's just right here. So please pay attention. If you have any questions, again, if they don't have some way to have you guys answer me or something, I don't know how this works. I've been out of the loop so long it's not funny. But somehow, and again, if I have to, I'll put my I'll make up an email just for this, and I'll let you guys have it so that anybody has any questions or problems or anything like that, they can email me and I'll answer them back. So, like I said, the only thing I've done so far is I hadn't stopped to pick up any of the foam yet because, like I said, I can find all sorts of it. So I found just things that I could list on eBay. Everything I found was worth putting on eBay. I found a pair of Adidas shoes that somebody was literally putting out at the edge of the street, which is what they do here. And I mean, they were brand new, practically. Certainly not. They're not at the point of being thrown away, that's for sure. But they put them out there, and so I grabbed them because I needed something for myself. They were my size, and I get looking at them, and I'm like, these. Finally, I find the Adidas on it, and it's like you never see a pair of Adidas. So now I'm trying to find them on the internet. I can't find them. These things are from God knows where. So I put them on eBay, and so I've got like 10 things going on eBay right now. But anyway, I'm going to cut this short because my battery's about to die. Have a good one, and I'll talk to you tomorrow about the same time. Bye-bye.